My name is Letitia. I am a faith-based woman's life coach, and I help women to thrive, not just survive, and find God's purpose in the midst of their challenges. So let me share a story with you. This morning I got up. As you can hear, my voice is a little scratchy because I'm going through a cold, getting to the end of it. And I got up this morning, taught a lesson at home, and then every Saturday morning I get in my car and I drive about 15 minutes from my house and I teach voice and piano. Well, as I left my driveway, there was a young man driving in a car in front of me. All of a sudden he stopped and he started backing up. I realized within a second or two that he did not see me. And so as he started to back up, I tried to swerve out of his way and he hit me. Now, most people would have gone ballistic, but instead I sat there very calmly, thought about what had happened. And in the midst of my own life, I thought, "Ooh, Lord, how? Why?" So I see the young man get out of his car and I can see how incredibly upset and distraught he is with himself that he has gotten into this accident. One thing that I noticed after and right before was that his back window was covered with tape and paper, so there's no way he was going to see me. I saw how upset he was and I felt bad. He came over to my window and he apologized. He said he was so sorry and that he's just been going through it. In that moment, my heart felt for him and I thought, I know exactly what he's going through because I've been going through it too. He apologized, continued to apologize, told me that he could fix my car, and then proceeded to tell me that he didn't have car insurance. I remained calm. I let him kind of vent a little bit, and then I said, I'm going to need your number. I'm going to need your information. He gave me his information willingly, no problem. He continued to vent a little more. I stayed very calm, and I said, I'm going to call the police. I need to call the police. So I called the police. He's looking at the car. He's walking around. He's very upset. Eventually, I call my daughter and I let her know because it was right outside of our house. So she comes out and gets in the back of the car. At this point, I still haven't looked to see the damage, but I can see that my passenger mirror outside the car is no longer there. So eventually, I call the car insurance. I get out of the car and I go and look at the damage to my car, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. In fact, there was a piece that was attached to my car, and I couldn't figure out where this piece came from. Did it come from inside the door of my car? Did it come from under the hood of my car? I couldn't figure it out. Eventually, the young man said, that's a piece of my car that's stuck inside of your car. And not only was it one piece, but it was two pieces. He was able to pull out the large piece, but him and the police officer could not pull out the skinny piece that is so dented into my car that nobody can get it out. So I proceeded with the car insurance and they told me all the good news, even though I didn't feel so good, but they told me all the good news that I have insurance that covers my any uninsured vehicle that may hit me. Praise the Lord. They got me set up with a rental car. I was at peace. I knew that I would be taken care of. It was going to cost me a little bit of money, but I knew ultimately it was going to be okay. I was okay. He was okay. My daughter wasn't in the car. Nobody was hurt. Then the police officer shows up. He was kind of rude, but he told me to get my car off the street, so I slowly chugged it off to the side. Then another police officer came. He was much nicer, and he came and got my information, came back, gave me a paper, said, I'm gonna let you go. So I come back to my home, basically made a U-turn and came back into my driveway, tried to park the way I usually do, but my car was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. So I had to park it a little differently. Then I got out of the car, got all my stuff, went inside, and I sat down in one of my big fluffy chairs. And I called my best friend. And I probably sat in that chair for about 3 hours. All that to say, I embraced that pain. What I wanted to do was fall out, cry, because in the midst of everything that's going on in my life, this is the last thing that I want to have happen. Because now I don't have a car, can't get a rental car until Monday morning, which means I'm probably going to be late to work, and I got to take my car to the mechanic, which means I'm going to be even later to work. Can't go to church tomorrow, can't go and do the things that I needed to do today. But I embraced that pain. I embraced that pain. I remained calm. In fact, after maybe not the 3 hours, but after about an hour or so, I went outside to see if the young man was still there. I knew he didn't have any place to go. In fact, he told me that he had come here from Mississippi. He was trying to get his life together. All he was doing was delivering groceries. And he realized in that moment, as he's going past my house, that he has forgotten to give the lady 2 of the bags. So he stopped, didn't see me there when he was coming down the street, and proceeded to back up to take her back her bags. He said he's been living in his car. I mean, talk about you thinking your stuff is bad, and then you hear about somebody else's stuff, and you're like, that's a lot worse. I'm not in that place. So all I could do was be gracious to him. There was no need to go off on him and make him feel worse than he already did. It was an accident. He didn't do it on purpose. He wasn't super responsible, not having insurance and not being able to see out his back window. But it is what it is. But I embraced it. I called my job, told my mentor that I needed my lessons canceled, told my daughter, called my best friend and talked about it. I just embraced it and I went on about my day. I really wanted to go and get back in the bed and just sleep for the rest of the day. But I got things to do. I got dreams. I got hopes that I want to fulfill. I got stories to share. And I have women. There are women that need my help. And this is one more example of embracing your pain and thriving. I could have just been dragging the whole day, feeling sorry for myself, wondering what's going to happen with my car. But no, I took some time off. I sat my butt down in a chair and I just chilled. I just chilled and relaxed and talked about how I felt, recounted the story of what had happened, and just embraced it. Eventually, I had a snack and I came upstairs, had some of my fake substitute coffee and a little scone, watched some videos to inspire me, and then I said, "Girl, you get yourself up. You got things to do." And I got up and here I am. And this is what I do. I help women thrive in the midst of life's challenges. You might be going through a divorce just like me. You might be separated from your children. You may be in court. You may have just lost your job. You may be dealing with an illness. Maybe you just got a really bad diagnosis. Maybe you're going through a major transition in your life and you're just feeling a little off and you want to get back on track. I can help you with that. And I want to help you with that. God has purpose in the midst of your pain. And I tell you this, your story's not over. It's just beginning. And pain does not define you. Girl, it refines you.